it's a winner, no question about it. With that feature right there, ConnecttoCell, it changes the game. Unsurpassed range with 6.0 DECT technology, giving you better audio, much clearer. And now you can connect and switch between two devices. It doesn't matter if somebody in your house has Android, another person has Apple, it does it all. It connects to your cell, giving you even another cordless, if you will, handset. You can do the Siri mode. You can talk to it. It will talk back, but this is one of those wonderful ways to enjoy some freedom around your home. We have 3 color choices for you to select. Oh, that's another one of my favorite features, call block. How many of you are getting those crazy phone calls already, and it's not even an election year? I'm getting texts like crazy. I'm like, how did you even get my number? I don't want to talk to you anymore. Now you don't have to worry about it. We'll tell you how that works in just a moment. These are the colors you have to choose from. Far and away, the champagne is outselling everything. It's just the classic. It's a beautiful, almost a combination between a silver and a gold. Beautiful, and this is only one of the handsets. You get 5 in total. We've got the blue, great choice. This we're calling pink or copper. It's a real pink. I would call it more of a rose gold. It's really a pretty color for a home decor item. The item here is 673287, today only. You can take $30 off. There's free shipping on the entire phone system from AT&T to your place, and on a Flex, that means all you're paying today is $20. $20 to have complete freedom around your home. Don't you enjoy the freedom that your cell phone gives you because you can take it anywhere? You're not restricted to a room or to a cord anymore. Well, these are the same because they're cordless, but because you can connect your cell to them, it becomes even more freedom. And Bill Duggan is here to share how that works and how it's even possible.
It's because it's AT&T.
True that.
And really, AT&T has raised the bar. They've always been on top of their game, giving us what we want and actually need nowadays in phones. And pretty much what that comes down to is we want better audio, high definition audio, better range, less crackling or interference. And the most important thing is call blocking. We've heard of call blocking. It's been around for a little bit, but again, AT&T's up the game, because yes, there's a call block button on each one of the handsets, so if a call does get through, you can block up to 1,000 phone numbers. That's not always the case with everyone out there. Sometimes you have to actually buy an extra device and be near the call blocking button and do all that stuff. It's built in, and I'm gonna show you how smart call blocking works. It pre-screens the call. So I'm gonna be that solicitation, you know, that comes at the wrong time of day. So all of a sudden, I'm calling your house, and what you're gonna notice, it's ringing.
Hello, calls to this number are being screened by Smart Call Blocker.
And you notice the home phones are not ringing.
Then press pound.
It's asking me to identify myself. A computer, a robocall, can't identify themselves because they normally wait for someone to pick up and then they're like, hello, hello, and then they engage. So since a computer can't get through there, it's not going to ring your house. So when you know it does ring, you know it's an important phone call. So that's when you're like, okay, who is it? You see the caller ID, you take the call, you enjoy the great audio, you enjoy better range.
There's nothing more annoying than sitting down. You get home from a long day already, and I don't know how they get our numbers. I truly don't, but you saw some statistics on the screen. I mean, it's become an epidemic almost.
Do you know how many robocalls a month?
How many?
2.4 billion. Not million.
I thought it was million.
Yeah, billion.
2.4 billion a month?
A month, so times 12. And the thing is, it's far better for a company to just put everyone on blast for the hopes that someone picks up, and then actually they'll pay the fines.
So you don't even have to get the phone call. It won't even annoy you with a ringtone because blocking is blocking. I'm sure you've done it to some people in your phone bank on your cell phone. Sometimes you choose to unblock later, but you know, there's a time and a reason for it. And this is definitely one of my favorite features of it. The other thing, because this is AT&T and they are such leaders, have been for gosh knows how long.
Actually, all the way back to Alexander Graham Bell, no joke.
Oh, since the very beginning. That's a long time. But what I love too is that even now it's better clarity with the audio.
And that's just it. It has the DECT 6 technology. You can see the antenna, which is right there. So that DECT 6 gives you better range, high definition audio. And it's just actually, what's great about it is that's really what we want our phone for, right? For telephone calls to hear better. So let me just take you on a quick tour of the entire system.
Okay, good idea.
So yes, you're getting 5 handsets. 4 of them come with the satellite, which all these satellite pucks, they just need a place to plug it in.
So it's one phone jack necessary?
Just one phone jack, correct. These just need power. So at the nightstand, next to the couch, you know, in the kitchen, out in the garage if you want, and here's your base station. It's a smaller footprint. Oh, HSN's calling. You know what? I'm gonna let it go to voicemail. Built-in digital answering machine, nice and loud ringtone. I can dial it back if it's too loud. But what you're also gonna notice.
Hey, this is Bill. I'm on TV right now, so leave a message.
That's my standard message. But you can hear.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Callie. Oh, we can't
for maybe dinner tonight? Let me know.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I can increase the volume right over here because all the controls are right there on that digital answering machine. Have you ever been there where it's like, oh, I got a message, I got to run back to the base station? You know, you can pick up all your messages on the satellite handsets too, which is great.
Can you pick them off from a different location? If you're at work,
Yes, you can dial in.
You can dial in. That's what I meant to ask.
Another thing you'll notice right over here is there's 2 extra buttons, cell buttons, cell 1, cell 2. Why is that important? That is your link to cell. So I already have one cell phone linked to here. I can grow and have another one linked to there. And I gotta tell you, AT&T's even made that process simpler. And this is one of the things that AT&T I'm excited about. They've made all of this easy. The smart call blocking, the setting up the voicemail, the setting up your cell phone. Because if it was too complicated, it wouldn't be worth it. But they have really just made it nice and easy. So to link a cell phone, you just hold down the button for about 4 seconds. You're gonna hear a beep. And as soon as you hear that beep, you go to the settings on your phone, just like you would, you know, your Wi-Fi, or you go to Bluetooth. And what are you gonna notice? You're gonna notice AT&T is gonna pop up right there. And now every time I all of a sudden hit that AT&T, every time I walk into the house or within 30 feet of my base station, it's gonna automatically connect it to my cell phone.
Say that again. Within 30 feet of being close to this base station?
Correct.
You can pick up your cell phone and as though it was your landline, even though that's still your cell phone number and this is your landline number.
Exactly. Because let's be real, a lot of us, we're not home all the time, so we always call mom on the cell phone first or the kids on the cell phone first.
True.
So if I get a call on my cell phone, I don't have to be with it, I don't have to be right next to it. It will actually ring across the whole platform.
So you can have one in each bedroom, you could have one in the laundry room, you could have one in the garage, maybe in the basement.
Like right now, my cell phone is ringing, but I'm not next to it. I can pick it up right over here and just like that. Hello?
Hey guys, it's EJ.
Oh,
Hi.
EJ.
Hi, EJ. Speakerphone.
Hey,
Hi.
we were screening your call a little earlier when you went to voicemail, but we'll meet you up for lunch after.
Definitely up for that.
That works for me.
Okay.
Sweet.
Have a good
Can't
one.
wait to see you.
That is the convenience of this because, you know, we all have a different home setup that's completely different. I don't have a landline. I'm a complete cell phone guy, so now instead of having to take my cell phone from the couch to the bedroom,
that's just it.
It goes across all of my handsets now. My mom, on the other hand, has a landline. She also has a cell phone, so now it works best of both worlds. So she has better range to walk out, or she walk down to the mailbox if she likes, or be out in the garden with the clarity of DECT 6 technology, with the convenience of, that's just it, 45% more range in this set of phones than others in the industry.
And we've offered a lot of great AT&T systems. This is very impressive. Again, there are certain features that I find attractive. I'm sure you feel the same way already. If you're just tuning in, it's our finest value of the day. More handsets than ever. Why? Because you asked for it, and so now you get them. You get 5 wireless, completely roaming free kind of handsets with all the same features. You get the base station, you get the 4 charging units. You just choose the color. This one is the #1 bestseller. It's called Champagne. Very pretty, very classic, very comfortable, by the way, in each hand and against your face. It's a really perfect design. The other 2 colors, by the way, are blue. And this one we're calling copper, but I'm calling it rose gold today because it's such a pretty, it's just a pretty color. It's just refreshing, I think. Anyway, it's $20 on any major credit card, debit card, PayPal. HSN card holders, you're welcome too, and it's only $16.67 to add that extra flex. You'll get free shipping to your door, and at that point, you've got 30 days. Try it out. It's nice to how many times I've been in upstairs, getting out of the shower, and my phone is charging downstairs, and you're like running down the stairs, practically break your neck, running down.
Because that's just it. We have the one cell phone number. It doesn't go throughout the entire house. Now it can. And also think about the phones you have. Do they have makeup on them? Do they have you know sauce on it, or they're sticky because you've had it for years?
PB&Js.
Right? I mean, how big is the base station? It takes up so much real estate in your home office or your kitchen. And also, can you see and can you hear the buttons and the call? Because that's really what's important. So you see a nice, large, bright screen. Even the numbers have this nice jewel tone to it, so it actually magnifies them, and it has that illumination.
Those light up too, I noticed. So
they totally light up.
Fabulous.
Isn't that great?
Yes.
Another thing, I want you to realize the setup is so simple. So I want you to realize whether you're using it for call blocking, whether you're going to the smart, I'm gonna come right back over here. So menu, boom. I want you to realize it's the call blocking system. I set it up without even having to take out the manual because there's a voice guide that takes you through the process. And little things like this
This voice guide will assist you with the basic setup of Smart Call Blocker.
Isn't that great? So you don't have to read the manual. It'll help
protect you from unwanted calls.
And the thing is, that's the #1 thing we want, is those unwanted calls removed. So it's easy for you to set up. You
And where
see
did
how
you find it?
bright the
Under
buttons
menu?
are. It's under menu, but
Yeah.
actually when you plug it in for the first time, it takes you through the setup process.
Awesome.
Put in date, put in time.
That's important.
The next question, do you want to set up smart call blocking? And you will. And that's why get it home and try it. See how simple it is, because you said, is it election season? It is.
That's true.
There are how many candidates
Seems
running?
Like I was thinking presidential, but you know,
Right?
the truth is, and I was telling Bill, are you calling?
So I'm gonna be that solicitor, and guess what? I rang your house.
Hello,
What are you noticing?
To this number
These
are
are not
screened
being
by Smart
bothered.
Call Blocker.
Not ringing
Please
it
say
up.
your name
Nope.
after the tone.
So realize, a robot can't say their name,
And-
but say it's it's your CPA.
Please wait a moment while your call is connected.
So if you are a
like
person of
this.
interest who doesn't call all the time, it now rings through to the house.
Got it.
So if it is, the university that you went to, want to see if you're going to the reunion, you maybe don't have that number stored, they can get through because it's a person on the other line.
Got it.
So when you hear it
Oh.
ring, you know it's an important call, or at least it's a person on the other line.
Okay, got it. So
Yeah.
that I love. How about the text situation?
Sure.
Can we do texting with our cell phone and these handsets?
Very interesting what you can do, because you're paired over here. And what we recommend, because a lot of us have dead zones in our homes, so you leave your base station in a great spot where you get cell service. So now it's always connected. So if I'm over here in the bedroom, or if I have my phone or I'm not near it, I can send a text message from even a handset, because right down there in the corner next to your call block is a voice button, which allows you to talk to the voice assistant on your phone, whether it's S-Search or whether it's Siri. So I hit that button right down there, and I can talk to my handset, send a text message to mom.
What do you want to say?
Sending that text. Have a great weekend! Exclamation point.
You can send text through your voice on the handsets.
Exactly. You can talk to Siri, ask for measurements, ask what the weather is from the comfort of your bed.
That's cool.
Anything you can do with your phone, you pretty much can expand upon it.
That is so cool. It's like what we love about our laptops. Speaking of which, we've got a great all-in-one from Lenovo coming up on sale for the birthday. But we love that feature. We talk to it, it dictates, it sends text, it does what you tell it to. You say play music and it plays music. This is a wonderful thing. Right on the handset, and you get 5 of these. Each one has the same features. That voice button, hit that, wait for Siri to say, what can I do for you? And then you could send a text just audibly instead of having to even deal with, doing the phone thing. So if you're just tuning in, I know it's a lot of information. It is so much more than just a cordless handset system. And it's 5 phones with 4 individual charging bases and the main unit. Plus, of course, this is your chance to enjoy that link to cell, which expands your versatility and your mobility even more. Now, keep in mind, we've got 3 colors. Here's your blue. This is called copper. I'm calling it rose gold, but it's called copper in the system. And then most popular has been the champagne. And so your choice, and this one is well over half gone, so I'm just letting you know if that's your color option that you're considering, grab it while you can. There's free shipping. No questions asked if you get home and go, I don't know, I just feel like I don't want it anymore. That's fine. But if you want to get it home and experience it and have the freedom of a phone upstairs, a phone downstairs, maybe a phone in the den or the office or the kitchen, because you're always chasing that one cell phone and gosh, once you lose a cell phone, or if it's gone missing for an hour or a day, you're completely like crazy with what do I do? You got to be in touch with people. So having a landline really is an important choice, and especially too, I hate to say this out loud, but during hurricane season and all the storms and things that happen, having a landline, people recommend it highly, even at this point with cell service being so prominent. But Bill's made his way to another part of the stage because I want to share with you how you can use this in every part of your home.
Well, that's just it. Maybe you're sitting on the couch right now watching TV. Maybe you've redecorated and you want to be able to have a phone nearby. You see how the decor aspect, it really fits into play. So you got that nice little copper or rose gold. Oh, the phone's ringing. Guess what? I know it's not a robocall because it would have been pre-screened. So I come down here and actually it says it's from my cell phone, so I'm going to answer it. Hello? Guys, that's speakerphone. Let me adjust the volume right there. But I was able to take that call, speakerphone if I'd like to, getting better range. Because you know what? This could also be a dead zone in my house. It's like I love hanging out in the basement in the gaming room with the kids, but I don't get cell service. So every time I get a call on my cell phone, I'm like, oh, hold on. Let me remove myself from the kitchen or the living room where it's bad service. But because the cell phone is near the base station of your landline, now I'm getting better service in those dead zones. That's the convenient aspect. Don't forget, even if I'm over here in the corner and I don't have my cell phone, when you pair it with your base station, all your directory can be loaded into your phone. Or if you're over here, you have that voice assistant, remember? I can just come right down here, hit the voice button. It's gonna take me to my cell phone. I'll hear the ding. Call the HSNPA desk.
Calling HSNPA desk.
So boom, I just placed a telephone call from my cell phone, but
Voice
via the
button.
comfort of, exactly.
So you can push the button and say, what's the weather like today?
Exactly. Yes, can you tell EJ to stop calling us? Thank you. I mean, how convenient is that? Because we don't always have our cell phone on us. Because let's be real, you got to come over with laundry and a cup of coffee and the cell phone.
We're always doing something.
Now your cell phone's right here.
And you've got one here. You could have one on the other side of the couch. You could have one in the bedroom.
Doesn't need a wall jack, just needs power.
That's what I like too.
Yeah.
There's one jack required, and that's probably gonna be either in the office or the kitchen or wherever it is in your home. But the rest of it is total freedom. You plug it into an outlet, and you've got a charging base for each of the handsets. So I love a lot of things. And by the way, there's call waiting with 50 names. There's number call ID history, obviously speakerphone. There's 22 minutes of digital recording time, unsurpassed range as we've talked about before. There's 9-number speed dial, last 10-number redial, message retrieval from the handset. There's a message, I mean, everything high-end about this system is obviously there because it is AT&T. And anywhere else, if you can find it, it's gonna be at least $30 more. We do offer you that option of just paying a little bit. That's what our FlexPay option is. It's kind of like monthly installments, but we don't wait till you pay that last installment for you to get the product. FlexPay is just, we hold the balance for you. You get the product delivered to your front door free of charge. That's on us. And you get to pay $20 a month for the next 5 months. But you own this system. It'll move with you when you take off. If you are kind of itching because your cell phone you're relying on it heavily. Tracy lost his the other day, last week, and it was a nightmare.
I've turned the car around if I've left it behind.
Oh, I know, I know.
Perfect example. Telephone call's coming in. I know it's not a robocall. I'm gonna pick it up real quick.
Okay.
Hold on, okay. Hello? Oh, you wanted to speak to Callie? Okay, hold on. Let me transfer the call for you. Can you do this at your home phone?
Really?
So I got a phone call on my landline. I'm gonna transfer it to Callie, because you can do that. Remember, it has a built-in intercom system, so you can actually use that intercom system to go right over here and transfer it, because Callie's up in her bedroom getting ready. So that call, and now the handset you had, there you go, right there. So she can now take the call. I'm not yelling, pick up the phone, it's for you, or dinner's
Yes.
ready. That is the convenience and the versatility
awesome.
of this one system.
So it's kind of, you said, like an intercom system.
It is an intercom system. You
That's
have intercom
awesome.
system. You have the ability to transfer. I don't know if you also noticed in the video, you could be on that phone right now, talking to your brother. I could be on this handset, talking to my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, normally if it's one landline, you can't do that.
Right.
So I'm actually on my cell phone talking to my sister. You're actually on your cell phone
cool.
talking to your brother. Oh, and if you have that teenage daughter, they're on the landline talking to their best friend.
It's getting better by the minute.
And it's easy for you to just set it up. I encourage you,
I
just
love
get
it.
it home, play with it. The more features that you see in front of you, like, I'm gonna use all of them.
You really will. It's very impressive. I know we're about 5,000 strong in terms of how many we've sold. Most of you are getting the classic color, which is called champagne. It's really an attractive system with the white and what I consider to be a silver gold combo. They all have white, which I think is nice. It's very fresh and updated and modern. Let's talk a little bit more about the base itself, because this is where, this is the brains of the system here. You get the 4 additional charging stations, but this is really the brain.
Right, so this is the one you would plug into your wall jack. Here's your DECT 6 antenna to give you better range, whether it's your landline or your cell phone. And you see all the buttons are very easy for you to see, even how many messages you have. I mean, want to listen to our messages again? It's right there.
New messages.
I mean, just being able to hear it. Remember, the link to cell buttons right in front. You don't even have to go into settings to connect. It's just hold down the button. It's gonna make itself discoverable. AT&T's made it easy for you to set it up, so it's gonna be successful for you to use. And remember, the biggest thing that we all are annoyed with, the #1 complaint to the Federal Trade Commission, it's about those unsolicited calls that, I signed up for this, why are they still calling?
I know.
Or 4 or 5 times a day I'm getting that call. So with this, it pre-screens the calls. Because normally, you gotta answer it, you gotta hello. Then you gotta find your call block, you gotta whatever. If it does get through, there's a button right in the front right here. It's your same one as your voice assistant that you can hit call block right there. But more importantly, with smart call blocking, it pre-screens those calls. So remember, I'm gonna call the house. I'm calling you.
Hello, calls to
But it's not
this
ringing.
number are being
So
screened
it's
by
being
Smart
screened.
Call Blocker. Please say your name after the tone.
Remember, a
Then press
robot
pound.
can't get through that part, so it's asking
it's a
for you to
real
identify
person?
yourself, and it's not gonna ring the house. And that's because you're getting AT&T. AT&T is the only set of phones, only phone company that makes these. And by the way, we're saying AT&T, if you're a Verizon customer, TracFone customer, Pac-Bell, whoever's out there these days, this will work on all of them.
That's really good to know.
Yeah.
And if you are just tuning in, I know we've got a clock that we're gonna be putting up on the screen here. Over 5,000 of you have selected this today. It really is a smart decision. I love the call block. I get so annoyed. I was telling Bill, I don't know how somebody got my number, and I get 6 texts a day saying, oh, there's this new weight loss thing that you're interested in. I'm like, no, I'm not. I have no idea who you are, why you're contacting me. So I go in and I block, and then they call through it with a different number. And I'm like, how? I don't want you guys to call me. And I'm not answering, I'm not responding to text because I don't want them to have my number. But somehow they keep getting through. Having call block like this is a total, it's a level of security that makes your life more comfortable.
It's funny, I set these up at my mom's house, and the thing is, so I called her on her cell phone, she didn't answer, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna try the landline. And she forgot that she even had the receiver in her kitchen because it never rang. Because, we never called the landline because we tried the cell phone first.
Yeah.
But she heard it ring, and she's like, I better go pick that up, because it's like, who's calling the landline? Who even has that number anymore? Because guess what? All those years of those unwanted calls where we started to just ignore our landline, it now makes sense because guess what? Those calls that we wanted to avoid aren't getting through.
And that's the most important part. I love the statistic that was just up before this one, even though 2.4 billion robocalls happen every single month. That was back in 2016. The thing that scares me is that if somebody, let's say it is your mom, or my mom was still with us, if we're an elderly person and you get a phone call and they're so tricky now and you do pick it up, they can convince people to give certain bits of information that you don't want them to have, but they make you so nervous and they pressure you so much in so many conniving ways that if you actually do take a phone call, it can get you in some big trouble.
Well, I think one of those statistics you were talking about was about the IRS scam and all that. And the thing is, there are people who are susceptible. So yes, we want better range so we can do more stuff around the house, whether it's in the yard, whether it's in the basement. We want to be able to, have it connect to our cell phone. We want to be able to enjoy dinner without the phone ringing all the time. Or, sometimes it's our work day, we're typing away, we're working on our taxes, we're folding laundry, and we have to stop for a phone call, which we get up and then we realize, hello. And that's what happens actually. So you go through that hello process, it goes into the computer bank where it's like, that's a real number, that's a person there, keep trying.
That's why I like the call block, because if you do say hello, it starts a whole nother chain of events. So don't even worry about it because your phone won't ring. If it is something that is not a human coming from the other side, it will automatically call. If it's a computer or a robocall, it will automatically block it.
And that's just it. If it is a human, sometimes the human's like, what's this? But if it is like, say it's your Aunt Nellie, who only calls once a year around, the holidays, she can identify herself and then it rings. And actually it'll tell you it's Aunt Nellie and you're like, oh yeah.
Hi, Aunt Nellie.
And that's where it's, it's modern conveniences for what we need today, because it is more robocalls. We are more of a cell phone environment, but I appreciate the fact that, so if I'm only a cell phone user, it takes care of me. My mom, who's a landline user and a cell phone user, it takes care of her. My sister, who is a landline user and a cell phone user for her and her husband, she has dead zones. Her kitchen, no joke, I'm like, can you step away from the kitchen? It's like, I'm making dinner. Because I'm like, you know what? Take it on your handset and you're gonna have better reception.
Great, comfortable handsets. You get 5. You just choose, do you want champagne? Far and away the #1 fastest seller. We've got copper, which is that pink rose gold pretty color, and then the blue. And you get, we just put the base stations out here, but you get 5 individual handsets with each color choice that you're selecting. 673287 is the item number. Free shipping, $20. You can give it a try. Thank you.
Hey, my pleasure.
Gosh, that scam calling situation gets me upset.
You're gonna appreciate what you're missing.
Yeah,
those calls.